with their leadership, and we also have the IRS here that's helping us track how these violent protesters are funded, what NGOs out there, what unions, what other individuals may be funding.
Lay flat, lay flat. Other hand, sir. Other hand.
Nimat, I mean, you have tears in your eyes of what they've done to your business.
And many of you will cry at this. America and Americans, you and I, are waking up to the truth. And it's not just America, but people all around the world are waking up and seeing past the mainstream media lies and realizing that we really have corrupt political leaders. I mean, right now there is corrupt governmental systems set in place, and this is literally a wicked agenda that is trying to be forced onto this generation. And there are devastating things. Guys, we're gonna check out the devastating events that are happening right now. The LA riots. In Los Angeles, there has been countless people attacked, robbed, injured, and even accounts of, watch this, people being killed. And what is the response from the leadership to all of this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, they're blaming law enforcement, vilifying ICE, and they're making the good guys to seem like bad guys. It seems like they're just ignoring the good people who are losing everything. I mean, small business owners that are losing their entire life savings in the matter of moments. Now, I don't know if you've been watching all the news platforms and keeping up to date with these current events, but if you didn't know, there are all these illegal aliens that are in Los Angeles and around the United States that are here illegally. And Donald Trump is deporting the people who have active warrants out for their arrest, have criminal charges, and he has gotten ICE to go deport them back to their homeland. When that happened, and when law and order was taking place, people started protesting. Riots started happening. And this is where it gets crazy, because the protest turned from peaceful protest into protests that are spiraling out of control. The mainstream media is gaslighting you into thinking the good guys are bad guys. And I really don't find this any coincidence that this is happening just a little over 100 days after Donald Trump gets elected president. But here's the thing. They've been defending the rioters. The rioters who have been destroying private property and harming innocent civilians. When it comes to protecting everyday legal Americans, they do practically nothing. I want you to see this corrupt system. We're not only going to look at this and the media's response, we're going to look at people who are in the middle of this and the people's response. There are many of these responses that will make you emotional. What I'm about to show you today is very, very sad, and many of you will cry at this. Alright, so here we go. I have the videos queued up, ready to play for you. But let me just warn you, there are some things I may have to skip over. Because in America, the land of free speech, the land of the First Amendment, where the reason America is America is that we are able to speak, but on these leftist platforms like YouTube, which you're on right now, 2 videos ago, I posted about the LA riots, and guess what they did? They demonetized me. They demonetized that video from making money. And this is my full-time income, you guys. They literally banned that video from making any finances off of it. It's a sad day that you speak the truth, yet a leftist platform wants to get rid of you by banning you. So with all that being said, I'm going to try to play you what I can play you, but I don't want to get on YouTube's bad side. And like I said, this is very emotional. This is very sad. This is real. And this is what happened in Los Angeles. So let's watch this, and I have much more to come about
Apple
this.
store. We were at the Adidas store. Both of them looted. The glass shattered. A lot of things stolen. And they're big companies. They'll take a hit. But it is the small, the mom and pop businesses that have also been looted that are heartbreaking. Joining me now live, Nimat, his daughter Sheila. They've been in the jewelry business, Nathan's Jewelers, since 1987 here on South Hill. And we're going to show you the shattered glass in just a moment.
Watch.
Nimat, I mean, you have tears in your eyes
Yeah.
of what they've done to your business.
What they done to my business? I don't know. I have to go inside see what's going on. I don't know what they done to business.
Right, but you were telling me that why take out whatever issues people have on you, a small business owner?
Not only me. There's a lot of people. There is so many people.
How?
They're going to show you the damage done. And then what I share with you next is absolutely mind-boggling. But this man, innocent man, done nothing wrong, caused no harm. And they're going to show you what happened.
How does this affect you?
Very bad. There is 1 week is a riot and people of the transgender or other things, and they close the business and nobody can come inside. Another day something else, another day something else. Why they bring them to downtown?
Look.
Why these people come to downtown?
This is his jewelry business.
They go to somewhere out of the city limit and they scream at what they want to do. Why they come here?
And why did they affect a small business owner? Sheila, your dad worked so hard, and he was telling me, and he had tears in his eyes earlier, that, you know, the store now, you still have to see the damage done inside. This is a jewelry mart. And we also have video of other stores that were looted overnight. There were reports, Sheila, of up to 100 looters at a time at a jewelry business.
Crazy. Very crazy, very sad, very
Hold
terrible.
up.
And your dad...
Are you hearing that? Up to 100 looters at a time. Now, what I share with you next is where it gets crazy. But think about this. Think of 100 looters in the name of peaceful protesting coming up to you. Now, it's about to get crazy with what I show you. But they come up to you, who's done nothing wrong, this man, and they have baseball bats, and they break down your window, shatter the glass, and steal all of your inventory. That's a lot of money right there. And that man is desperately needing help. And then if you look at this, that was a small business that we just watched. This is a corporation that's major and global, like Apple, where you have all these people who are protesters running out of the store with iPhones, Apple Watches, iPads, MacBook Pros, thousands of dollars worth of Apple stuff, and they put it in there. Apple can afford to pay that back. They have major insurance and all this. They prepare for this. People like the other guy, they don't prepare for that. And if you can watch the next video that I'm about to play you without any emotion, are you even human? Because after hearing this guy's story and seeing all those people running out of the Apple store in the name of peaceful protesting, and you hear what the mayor of Los Angeles has to say. Her name is Karen Bass, and I'm not trying to get on anybody's bad side here whatsoever, but I do want to let you know, this is messed up. But before we even play this video, which I will in just a moment, I'm not wasting your time whatsoever. This is all important. You need to understand, I'm not trying to get on your bad side here. This is not a political battle any longer. This is a spiritual battle. This is the mayor of Los Angeles, Mayor Bass.
A week ago, everything was peaceful in the city of Los Angeles and in all of the representatives behind me in their cities as well. Things began to be difficult on Friday when raids took place, and it's important that I begin there because that is the cause of the problems that have happened in the city of Los Angeles and other cities. This was provoked by the White House. The reason why, we don't know.
Did you hear what she just said? She said this was provoked by the White House, meaning all the rioting, meaning all the looting that we've been seeing. She says this was provoked by the White House. AKA, what she's saying is, the reason all this has happened is because of Donald Trump. Do you hear how messed up that sounds? She cannot take any accountability for I am the mayor of Los Angeles. Maybe if the entire city of Los Angeles is burning to the ground, I'm the one to blame of it. She says no, it was provoked by Donald Trump. The mainstream media will lie to you guys. And I'm not saying Donald Trump's a perfect man, but they will lie to you and they will try to make you think Donald Trump is the cause for every bad thing in this world. That's what they try to get you to think. That's why you personally have to have your eyes open. You can't just be listening to everybody else and their opinions on the matter. I mean, we need to have leaders who will take responsibility for their own actions. This is my city. I'm allowing it to be like this. I'm not going to blame Donald Trump for this. Now, let's keep going because it gets crazier and crazier. This is a video of something on the TV, all these compilations of, watch this, mainstream media saying peaceful protest. You've got to understand, media lies. News stations lie. Not all the time, but the overwhelming majority of what they say is not the harsh truth. Listen to this. You may have to turn your volume up.
The vast majority of protesters there have been peaceful.
We see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles. We're seeing these mass raids happening in areas that are peaceful.
It started peacefully. People were there to protest. They're there to protest the mass deportations that are happening. And so it was peaceful.
Are you hearing this? What are they all saying? Peaceful. 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 And you'll just have the average person listening to the news, oh, they're peaceful protests. So when they see that Donald Trump sends in the military and sends in the Marines, they think Donald Trump is being a little harsh. Donald Trump is sending in all the reinforcements for this. This is crazy. What you've got to understand is there a lot more that meets the eye. There's a lot more happening behind the scenes that news stations won't film. And then remember last year, the election year, who Donald Trump was going up against? Kamala Harris? This is according to this guy, what she had to say.
And the folks on the left, they want to tell us these are peaceful protests. You have Kamala Harris. She said the protests were overwhelmingly peaceful. Kamala, you are even more of a bird brain idiot than I thought you were. The fact that you think these are peaceful protests, they're trying to light cop cars on fire. They're burning down buildings. They're throwing rocks. They're being agitated. This is not a peaceful protest in any way, shape, or form.
This is the official statement from Kamala Harris. She says it is part of the Trump administration's cruel, calculated agenda to spread panic and division. She goes on to say the administration's actions are not about public safety. They're about stoking fear. Fear of a community demanding dignity and due process. Everything's Trump's fault. Then she goes on to say demonstrations in defense of our immigrant neighbors have been overwhelmingly, what? Peaceful. No, Kamala Harris. Does anything about this strike overwhelmingly peaceful? I mean, take this clip for instance. This is a clip of people burning the American flags. My goodness, when did the public education system quit teaching kids respect? Respect that even if you have a problem, you don't burn the flag of that country. You respect it. You should be, as an American growing up in the United States of America, respecting the flag. Hear the stories of World War I and World War II veterans who will literally run across crossfire with guns, bullets, boom, 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 shooting at them. Yet they have a flag in their hand and they could run faster without the flag, but they keep it in the air. Why? Because they had respect for the United States of America. You're burning the flag. You have zero respect for this nation. Zero respect. But there's one guy, look at this guy. I commend him. He picks up the flag, and then they all start harassing him, trying to take the flag away from him when they were about to burn it. What about this strike as peaceful, Kamala Harris? I mean, this guy is literally walking around with a knife. With a knife. Overwhelmingly peaceful? I think not. And this is where it gets crazy. Because, like I said, the American people and people all around the world are waking up. That wasn't just a little statement I made. It's true. This is the full video. Let me actually scroll down to this one. Breaking, California Democrat Senator. This is a California Democrat Senator, guys. Alex Padilla just crashed DHS Secretary Noem's press conference in LA and was forcibly removed and arrested. Look at this. Look at this. Let me play you this one.
I also wanted to
They are cracking down. This is why I tell you, it's not just Democrats, it's not just Republican. And if you think the Republican Party is perfect, you're greatly mistaken. There are some people in the Republican Party that are more wicked than the Democratic Party. This is not Republican versus Democrat. This is right versus wrong. And these riots have turned into something that I believe the enemy is behind. The devil is behind. It's demonic. So I just want you to see that people make Donald Trump and the good guys to be the bad guys. And by no means am I saying Donald Trump is perfect. I don't agree with everything he's done. But he obviously sent in the military and the Marines because he realized it needed law and order. But then you have a bunch of people backlashing that. But this is exactly why they needed the Marines and the military to come in. This guy throws something at the police, and then check this out. Or the military. Just complete chaos and wickedness and violence.
Whoa! Stop! Jesus, you just hit me!
And things that you only think of happening right before Jesus coming back, they're happening right now. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist, but this is what this man has to say. Listen to what he has to say, because this is quite shocking.
When I was out in Los Angeles protesting the ICE deportations for the past few days, besides the fact that I got paid $150 to do so per day, I kept seeing signs everywhere that this was being funded by somebody much higher than the person that I had met. For instance, they would give us certain streets or certain targets to go to, and on those streets, there would be pallets of things that could cause destruction to the community.
Wow.
I am not joking. For instance, you turn a corner, boom, there's a pallet of bricks. Oh, that's convenient. Let's destroy the community. And y'all know me, I'm a good guy, but I truly do not care that much about the ICE deportations. I just wanted that $150 a day. But I got to thinking, man, whoever is funding this must really hate this country. So as time goes on while we're protesting and things evolve, they evolve in a lot more violent nature. For instance, instead of there being a pallet of bricks on the target neighborhood or target street that we are protesting on, it'll be a pallet of flammable objects. So
my goodness. Who's orchestrating all this? That's right.
It was at that moment when I
or do we know?
Saw that pallet of Molotov cocktails sitting on the ground. I thought, man, should I really be doing this? Like, this is bad news. This is going to get way worse. Now, I'm not from Los Angeles or live in Los Angeles, so I don't really care about destroying that community, but I'm American after all. Like, this is not good. Moral to the story is there are certain people in our government that wants us to go burn the local police station down, but in actuality, the corruption's at a much higher level.
A much, much higher level. And the people who are orchestrating all this, they hate America. They hate Americans. They hate America. This is messed up. And so, as you know, a lot of people are mad at Donald Trump, but this is what he recently had to say about the matter. Now, hate the man, love the man, whatever you choose to do, you've got to hear what he has to say.
And before going further, I want to say a few words about the situation in Los Angeles, California. Have you heard of the place? Where I've deployed thousands of National Guard troops and hundreds of Marines to protect federal law enforcement from the attacks of a vicious and violent mob. And some of the radical left, they say, oh, that's not nice. Well, if we didn't do it, there wouldn't be a Los Angeles. It'd be burning today, just like the houses were burning
exactly
a number of months ago. Generations of Army heroes did not shed their blood on distant shores only to watch our country be destroyed by invasion and third world lawlessness here at home, like is happening in California. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not let that happen. It's never going to happen.
Come on. And anybody who still doesn't like what he's done, let me ask you, what do you disagree about what he just said? How do you disagree about what he just said? Everything he just said is pro-American, pro-Constitution, pro-amendments. Everything he just said. And like he said, there's been too many people that have fought in World War I, World War II, that have died and bled out for this country just to watch us burn it. And this is the very last video that I'll play you, and then I want to share with you something from the bottom of my heart. This is Dr. Phil, as you know, the reality TV guy. Well, I guess it's not really reality TV. It's just whatever he does. But he has a lot to say about this politically. And I want to see, is this politically correct? Or would you say that this is another lie? Check this out.
Federals aren't out there to run an operation over peaceful protest. They're out there because Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have not done their job, and they aren't controlling the streets. When you've got people that are looting and attacking law enforcement officers, and you've got the governor and the mayor of Los Angeles who are not doing what they swore to do, which was uphold the Constitution and enforce the laws of the land, then what are you going to do? Now they do need somebody to come in and bolster efforts to get this under control.
Absolutely.
I don't think they should allow people to turn this into 1992. I don't think they should allow, this city has had enough hell. You have a home there. I have a home there.
Absolutely.
We should not let these fringe groups, and I don't think these are all spontaneous. I do think activists are coming in and ginning this up. I don't think that should be happening. I mean, look, this isn't good for America. I mean, what are we, dummies? They're hoping that they will burn this city to the ground. They're hoping they will sow discord. This isn't pro-America. We've got people that are pushing this that hope that this deteriorates the city and tears it down.
I agree 100% with what he just said. You are anti-America if you just want all these riots and protesting. There is a time to stand up. There is a time to march. If Martin Luther King was still here, I would have probably gone and marched with him. There is a time to stand up because there are really bad things that you need to take a stand against. Listen to me. This is not a time to do so. People come in illegally, you deport them, go back to your homeland, not because we don't love you, not because we don't want you in America. We want you in America the legal way. If you break the law, there are law and order that has to be done. This is the last thing that I want to share with you. Maybe you're not a stickler for the Bible. I am, though. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 3. I like the Bible. I believe the Bible. I believe this is all something that we see in the Bible talking about the end times and about how Jesus is going to come back. It says when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor pains begin, and there will be no escape. Everything is peaceful and secure. What did Karen Bass say? She said last week at this time, everything was peaceful. But now, 7 days later, things have taken a wild turn. And if you think that what is happening is just happening in Los Angeles, it's not. This is another video starting up of New York City. This video down here, look, let me get to it. Where is it? I think it's up here. This video, Austin, Texas. If you don't believe me, I can show you the proof, and I may make a video and come out with it tomorrow. They are right now planning on putting this all around the United States of America. There are literally hot spots for where they're going to do this next. This is not coincidence. This is choreographed. This is much darker and this is demonic. I'm just going to say that. This is stemmed from people who hate America, who hate this country, who want to see, watch this, a one world order come in. I'm not agreeing with everything Donald Trump has done, but I do believe him sending the military and the Marines was a good move. And my friend, I don't know how you can look at all this and not think we're in the end times. We are in the end times, baby. We are about to get raptured. You need to make sure you've repented, you don't carry any offense, you are good with people, and you're good with God. Because Jesus is coming back soon. You can feel it in the air. That's all I have for you today. With closing remarks, I just say this isn't political. This isn't Republican versus Democrat. This is spiritual. Right versus wrong. I hope you got something from today's video. And like I said at the very beginning, they did ban me on that second to last video about Los Angeles from getting monetized. And this is my full-time income. And if you didn't know this, I preach the truth on here, but God has also called me to travel the United States of America and preach in person. He told me last December, travel to all 50 states and preach the gospel. I just got back 2 days ago from Virginia, where I went and ministered in Virginia Beach, preaching the gospel, preaching the harsh truth that you need to come to Jesus and be forgiven of your sins. And we saw people come to the altar. We saw people pray the prayer of forgiveness, receiving Jesus as their Lord and Savior. We saw people delivered. We saw people set free. And listen to me. Listen to me. These disasters that we're seeing can't be helped or fixed with self-help motivational speeches. It can't be fixed with just getting online and preaching. This has to be something that you actually go and do what the Bible says to do. Go into all the world and preach the gospel. That's what God has called me to do, to travel the United States and to preach the gospel. And this is where you come in. If you didn't know this, many times the finances that comes in from my YouTube, I actually put back into the ministry to travel and preach. It is my full-time income. Yet they want to crack down because YouTube is a leftist organization and they hate the gospel being on there. They hate a kid who knows the truth and is trying to tell you the truth. Listen, I would love it in the midst of all this adversity for you to back me financially, for you to stand in my corner and say, Caden, I like what you're doing. I like the message that you've grabbed, that you're taking it to this generation. I want to support you financially as you do what God has called you to do. I'm going to endeavor to do everything God has given me to do. I'm going to give it all I've got. I'm not going to be one of those preachers who gets to an old age and wonders, what if I would have laid it all on the table? I'm giving it everything I've got right now. And we are going to see, by the power of the gospel, a mighty revival sweep across the United States. We've already seen it start. And I believe God is going to move in a mighty way. But people need to hear that there is a Jesus who can save them. How can they hear unless someone preaches? How can they preach unless they are sent? Today I want to challenge you with your finances to send me to preach. Be in my corner and join hands with me. Let's take this thing. Let's take this nation by force. You can go to the link in the description down below. Down there, you'll see a safe and secure way to partner with me and to sow into the ministry that God has given me. I thank you very much for your partnership. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for partnering with me. Even if it's just $5, $10, $15 a month, I have one way. It's $50 a month. $50 for 50 states. Join the vision that God has given me. And if you feel something right now like, I should give, I don't believe that's the devil who's trying to get you to give. I believe that's God. And he may be nudging you by his Holy Spirit to partner with me so we can take this gospel and reach as many people, hallelujah, for Jesus. He's coming back, guys. What better way in these last hours of time to take your finances and not just spend it on all these worldly, natural things, but to spend it on the gospel. Thank you for standing with me, partnering with me, this young man who has a fire in his spirit, who's going to preach the gospel until the day he meets Jesus. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Link is in the description. I love you guys so much. God bless you. Thank you. More content will appear upon your screen that is related to this video. Click it. Learn more of the truth. Bye-bye.